Hello, welcome back to my channel. As promised, I'm going to try and start doing Friday reads, trying to do them every week. This will be a pretty short one because I've just read the one book, but it's the first book I finished since July, I think, so that was a big milestone for me and it made me feel very good. And yeah, it's just nice to be back reading regularly again and just having taken some time out. I'll talk about the book I finished, and I'll talk about the book I'm kind of starting to read and just plan for maybe the next week. So the book I started and finished all in 1 week was Single White Female by John Lutz. Originally this was titled SWF Seek Same, but it was renamed when they made the movie, and this is the great movie cover. Bridget Fonda, Jennifer Jason Leigh, and it was directed by Barbet Schroeder, who also directed Barfly, which is the Bukowski movie. And if you've ever read Bukowski's Hollywood, Barbet Schroeder gets mentioned a little bit in that, and I think he's a little bit crazy in that book too. But yeah, this is a psychological thriller. I think the movie is probably described as a psychological erotic thriller. But there is sex in this, but it's quite downplayed to like 1 or 2 sentences. It's definitely not played for any kind of erotica. And it's anyone who's watched the movie will kind of know the basic plotline, and it's also kind of become a bit of a cultural phenomenon. Like I don't definitely know I often described as someone being single white female when they have a weird flatmate. But yeah, it's basically set in late 80s New York, Manhattan, Upper East Side, particularly. Upper East, I can't remember. It's the Lower East and the Upper West, right? Upper West Side. And it's centers on Ali Jones, who is I think she's either in the late 20s or early 30s. She works as a computer specialist. Basically, goes into companies and installs computer systems for them and gets them to work. And she is dating Sam, who is the kind of standard Wall Street kind of guy, egotistical, like the Patrick Bateman kind of style. And early on, she gets a phone call in the middle of the night, and it's it's one of Sam's, her living boyfriend's mistresses, and so she breaks up. And part of the rental agreement that she has is kind of lucrative apartment block condo type situation is that no sublets whatsoever. It's you rent your apartment, and you can't have a living boyfriend or a sublet to a roommate or anything. So even when she was living with Sam, her boyfriend, they had to like sneak around, and it was said that's part of the attraction. It's also kind of part of what kept the romance alive a little bit. So Ali's in this situation where she has to put an ad out for a flatmate, a roommate, and she ends up with Hedra Carlson, who seems very diminutive and shy and secluded at first, and then everything just kind of escalates from there. And it was very effective. I liked how it was written. I really enjoyed this book. Probably a lot of that was nostalgia. I'm a huge fan of Single White Female movie. In fact, I'm probably actually going to watch it again now I've read the book, because I don't remember it that well in terms of all the individual set pieces, but I'm pretty sure it differs from the book in quite substantial ways. The basic like plot premise and everything is the same, but I think there's just slight tweaks to the characters, and I think the book probably actually does capture the characters and kind of just makes everyone a little bit nastier, which actually really adds to the whole isolation feeling that the central character gets at the end. I think it does a really good job of kind of describing how crappy New York is to live, how hard it is to live in New York, and how hard it is to get a good apartment, and the length of what you will do and put up with to remain in a good rental situation. Yeah, it's very good at showing how isolated you can be in a city of 15 million people, because people just don't want to give you eye contact and everything, and it touches a little bit on the homelessness, and it does a very good thing that I like a lot of crime novels where someone's situation can just suddenly change, and it gives them a new perspective on life. Like, no one really has that much security. It just takes a couple of actions for you to be in a completely different situation than you were last week. So yeah, it was a fun read. I think it wasn't all just down to nostalgia. It's very economical prose. I wasn't too sure how economical it was, but it does do a lot of characterization without actually telling you too much. Just simple phrases, words here. At the start, it bounces around different characters' points of view as well, so you kind of get into the heads a little bit. If anything, it probably doesn't explore some of the characters as much as I'd want it to do. But it only like 235 pages long, so I think it does pretty well in that. So I would recommend, if you like a good thriller, even if you watched the movie. I still enjoyed it even though I watched the movie. I think it's very good. It's a great movie tie-in cover for Daniel Guilty Feet there, and he loves his movie tie-ins. It's a bit shiny, so too much gloss in there. I think I got this for like $1 or something, so very much worth it. So yeah, that was great fun. John Lutz, I will probably look for some more of his work there. And I just started Empire Star by Samuel R. Delany. And I'm reading this for the New World November. I think this week's prompt is Aliens, which I think this probably does fall under because it's set on a different planet. It's set on a different world to the Earth, so I'm going to treat that as aliens. And I think it's also a spaceship crash land as well, so I think but the original so the kind of person who's on the world finds this spacecraft at the start with crash landing people, so I said they were aliens to that world there, so it doesn't really matter, but I think it does, and this is actually one of those great ace doubles, so that's it's on the backside is what is it, the Tree Lord of Metten by Tom Purdon, so I might read that too, I'm not sure. That was more like sci fantasy, but yeah, definitely sounds very good. And I haven't read Samuel R. Delany before, but I do know of him, and he's New Wave. This was published in '66. It is his kind of first part of his career from like 61 or 62 to 68. And then he had a little break until about 73, and then kind of went a little more probably into what he's known for now. So yeah, I know he's considered to be part of the kind of queer science fiction, and his later works definitely revolved around more on sexuality and gender and a lot of the kind of queer science fiction stuff. But I think this being 66, I would think this probably has a racial politics, kind of civil rights politics at the center of it. I imagine so. That's just kind of the impression I'm getting so far. It's basically this a character, I can't remember their name now, is basically finds this spaceship's crash landed, and the person he finds, or they find, I can't remember, basically has a message to deliver but can't deliver the message. It doesn't actually say what the message is before dying. However, the cat that the person has found, it's called a Delkin, has found this crystallized object, which we actually find out is a sentient being who can deliver the message and help our protagonist move along to where they have to be going. So yeah, it sounds very interesting. It's 100 pages long, so it fits in nicely with a kind of novella rather than more substantial novel. And then New World's November is the Bookish Brian's read along that they are trying to get people to read science fiction and focusing more on short stories. So this works a bit more nicely, and I have it already, so I'm going to read it. But I think I will look for some magazines and anthologies on the Libby just to see what else is out there. Probably try and read some more of that, and otherwise I think maybe I'll try to start another Agatha Christie to continue my Agatha Christie along, so I don't get too far behind Michael K. Gordon, even though Stephen King's probably published another 3 novels since I last made a video. So I don't think Michael will ever get too far ahead of. But yeah, we should probably continue on with the Agatha along. Otherwise, yeah, I went to a charity sale a couple months ago. No, in September. Yeah, a couple months ago, in September, and got like 50 books. It worked out to be like $1 each, but it was like pay what you can. So just cleared them out almost. Well, I didn't clear them out. They had so many books, and they went right at the end and just took 3 boxes, and they took out about 50 books. And I just paid for about $1 each, because that's what I usually get in the charity shops and stuff. So yeah, then I went to one of my local bookshops. Local is like 30 kilometers away still, in Gananoque, which is just a little bit south of here. And I went to Beggar's Banquet, and I think very kindly let me in after hours, and I went and got about 10-15 books maybe. And I just hit the card section, just boom. And I'll share those in another video. But yeah, I think you might pick one of those as well. But yeah, probably gonna be a lot of genre reading. I might do non-fiction in November, but I might do that in the second half of the month, because November is stacked. Actually, just found out a couple other reruns that seem pretty good too. So yeah, November is stacked. So I think I'll just play it by ear. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this video. A little bit longer than I thought it was gonna be, but yeah, I hope you all have a great weekend, and look forward to seeing what you're all reading. So bye.